I thought it would be helpful if I walked you through some of the tips that I shared for Uber and Lyft safety. The most common questions were, how do I find a child lock? Where is it? What do I do if I can't find it? And why isn't the passenger seat the safest place to sit? Where should I sit if I'm not sitting in the passenger seat? / why is the right rear seat the best? Okay, one of the most popular questions was, why not the passenger seat? A lot of people use the passenger seat when they're riding Uber and Lyft, and I'll tell you why it's not safe. It might be safer like for the airbag situation, but as far as like self-defense, the passenger seat is not the place to be sitting. Number one reason, you're obviously closer to the driver, easier access to you, your body, your belongings, your phone, your contacts, your personal information. If you're scrolling through your phone, it's just a no-go. Also, driver would have easy access to your seatbelt lock. So if you're trying to unbuckle your seatbelt, if you're feeling afraid and if you want to leave, they could place their hands over your seatbelt, preventing you from unlocking it and getting away. And then being in the passenger seat as well, if you ever have to make an escape and you go to leave, they can grab your purse, your back, your hair, whatever it is, and pull you back in. It just doesn't give you enough space nor time to get away if you needed to. Okay, now let's talk about sitting directly behind the driver. This might seem like a good option because he's less likely to be able to grab you from behind. It'll be harder for him to grab you from behind. It'll be harder for him to like be able to look at you and talk to you if he's creepy, if he's giving you a weird vibe. However, the issue with the seat directly behind the driver, if you need to leave in an emergency and you have to open your door to escape, chances are getting out this side of the car will put you directly into oncoming traffic. And that is why behind the driver's seat is also a no-go. Made it to the safest seat to sit in while using rideshares. Whether you're using Lyft or Uber, the rear right seat is the best option to sit in. So it's the seat directly behind the front passenger seat. Why is this the best seat? Number one reason is you're able to have a better view of the driver. You're able to read his body language. You're able to look into the rear view mirror to see his facial expressions, to read those, to act on your intuition, as well as you're most likely able to have a better view of following his navigation system, which is a really important thing to do while using any of these platforms. You can follow it on your phone yourself, as well as making sure that the driver is following it and going the same route that your phone is saying. Number two reason, you're closer to the door. So it's a lot easier if you needed to leave. If ever you felt nervous and you needed to get out of the car, you're closest to the door. You have better chances of getting out and running or doing whatever you have to do once you're out before the driver can turn around and get you, before he can put it in park or pull the emergency brake. This is the best, closest, fastest escape route, is the right rear. Being this close to the door, far away from the driver, it's the farthest away from the driver that you can get. You can sit close to the door. If you're being physically attacked, this is the greatest part. And this is the number one reason I sit in this seat, and I recommend sitting in this seat, because if you're being physically attacked, instead of using your arms to try and awkwardly fight, you can sit up against the seat and use your right or your dominant leg and just kick, or both legs even, and just kick to defend yourself. If you needed to escape from the side, you're obviously really close to the door. You're further away from the driver, which gives you more time to escape if you needed to. And you're most likely not escaping towards oncoming traffic. On this side as well, saves you time from having to slide. So say you're sitting on the other side and there's oncoming traffic and you need to get out, you can just, instead of having to slide across the seat, or maybe there's stuff in the back seat that you're trying to get over, in situations like that when you need to get out, your luggage, nothing is of value compared to your life and your safety. So it's just, I always keep my bags with me in the seat. I always put my bags behind the driver's seat. I never put bags in the trunk. I avoid it at all costs, and I keep everything with me. But if there is an emergency and I need to get out, I'm not going to care about my stuff at all. I have what's with me, what's most important, my phone, my self-defense device, my taser, whatever it is that I'm carrying. And I'm right next to the door. I'm going to get out. I'm not going to waste time by grabbing my stuff if ever I'm in that situation. All right, let me show you where the child lock is, at least on my car. On what car you're riding in, the child lock will be in different places. This child lock, all child locks will be on the panel of the door, is making sure that the child lock is off before getting in the car. Let me show you how to do that. This is the lock right here. Right now it's off. To lock it, you obviously push it down. So this would be safe to get into. Okay, say you get in the car You're at your pickup destination, you get in your car, shut your door. Oh shoot, I forgot to check the child lock. Immediately try and open the door. If the door doesn't open, frantically pretend like you dropped your keys or you dropped something, and then go from there. If the driver doesn't get out or doesn't open your door, then immediately report it, call someone, scream, do whatever you have to do to avoid going any further or to avoid leaving your pickup destination. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up with a tip that someone commented, or actually she messaged me, and I think she was from Pennsylvania, I'm actually not sure, but she said that there was a situation where a parent was with their child and they left their Uber before getting their child out of their Uber, and the Uber took off. So if you have children and if you're traveling with children or a baby, make sure that when you're leaving the car that they are in your arms as well. Get them safely out of the car before getting your luggage or whatever it is. That no matter what, with all of these tips, the number one thing is to follow your intuition. And if ever you're in like a physical altercation, or if someone's in your space, then always, always, always fight back.